This is our fourth part of the attempt to escape the Bahamas by boat during the pandemic. If you haven't seen part 1, 2, and 3, that is where you should start.
Hi guys.
Hey, so where did we leave off?
Yeah, where was that?
In the middle of the Gulf Stream, I think.
Yes. It was. Just on our way to Fort Lauderdale from Cat Key.
Yep.
One thing before we enter, the reason we left at the time it is because I got Chris Parker, runs a weather service, a routing service, to route us, take the stress off of me looking at the weather all the
Constantly.
time. Trying to see what days we're going to go and things like that. So Chris Parker was emailing me almost daily on possibilities of when we could cross and what the best, we gave him our conditions, what we would like to travel in. And, he was telling us when we should go.
Yeah, and I think that with that, it was like we were under the assumption you cannot stop, or you need to, if you did anchor one night, you can't stay there for very long, but you almost need the 3 good days.
3 good days,
to really get across.
Right, so that's what we were looking for, 3 days, so we didn't have to stop too long in one place. Yeah. That was great. I really appreciate Chris Parker for what for the work he did there. I'll be using him again for sure. So we were heading to Fort Lauderdale. We came into Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale and headed up to Lake Boca. Now coming in the inlet was busy.
Oh my goodness.
It was night and day between the Bahamas and Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, there's boats going everywhere, and there's anchored off cruise ships that were just sitting outside Port Everglades, just anchored off.
Yeah.
Taller than the condos that are there on the waterfront.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild. Yeah. I assume they were empty, probably had crew aboard or something, I don't know. But anyway, there was boats going all over the place. And then we got to Lake Boca, and we were going to anchor for the night. Actually, first, we were wondering if the place was going to be full. This is Saturday, right?
Yeah, and we checked in with the RoMap. That was all.
Oh yeah,
good.
Checked in with the RoMap first. Yeah. You should say that because it was really easy. He got us on video chat for real quick, and that was it. We did that about a mile from the inlet, and then once we were inside, we did a quick video chat even while we were moving, just holding the phone up. Really easy. So RoMap's really great. No trouble for Canadians getting over into the U.S. from the Bahamas. But anyway, Lake Boca, it was a beautiful day on Saturday. I thought it was going to be full, of people. I probably wouldn't get a spot to anchor. But we had a rainstorm come through. I don't think there was any thunder and lightning.
No.
And then we seen a trail of small boats heading south on the ICW. So
it was busy enough.
It was still, once we got there, it was busy enough. I can't imagine what it was before the rainstorm.
And they can party.
Oh, and they can party. So there was no or very little social distancing happening in Lake Boca.
Yeah, and the cops would come by, the sheriff in their boat, and but
didn't matter.
No, but coming from the Bahamas, where you're not allowed in your dinghy now, you're not allowed to walk on land, you're not allowed to walk on the beach, you're not allowed to talk to your friends.
We can't even repeat the stuff that we see in Lake Boca.
They were having a time.
Yeah, no social distancing. The total opposite of social distancing as you could get.
But I think that the rules are, you're allowed 10 people. So they were, I don't know if the boats had more than 10. So. Yeah. Anyway, that was that.
That's fine.
Yep.
Anyway, the next morning we got up and headed straight to North Lake Worth. Just north of Peanut Island there at West Palm Beach. And we stayed there for a night, and that was fine. And then the next day we went straight on to Stewart. Yeah. We anchored off Sunset Bay Marina simply because we wanted to get fuel in the morning to get at slack water because current can rip through there, and the wind and current mixed together could have you could have issues docking there and stuff. And we had somebody hit us in a small boat there because of the current one time.
So we're very cautious.
So we waited for slack water. The night though, before we went in for fuel, we had one of the biggest storms we've ever had at anchor.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, what else can go wrong? It was like crazy.
We got an alert on the phone saying tornado warning. And I don't know if it was 10 minutes after, and I think it was 20 knots, or 20 knots, 50 knots
Hail.
wind. There was hail. You couldn't see 10 feet in front of you.
Our plastics are kind of
Well, the hail was
damaged,
hitting the isinglass on the canvas, and I only found it the next day, but it actually cracked along the bottom, the isinglass. So that's something got to be fixed. But other than that, there was no damage. But man, the winds and the rain was wicked. I thought probably a tornado touched down somewhere close by, but we didn't see any reports of that afterwards. So anyway, nobody dragged anchor. I was worried about the boats ahead of us dragging because we were the furthest boat back, not in front of anybody. Our anchor held, but I thought some of them were derelict boats too. Probably been there for a long time. Probably been through a number of storms anyway. So nobody moved. So that was good. Next morning at slack water, went into Sunset Bay, got fuel, and headed to River Forest.
Yep, it's where we have the boat stored. They were really nice enough to squeeze us in because I didn't have reservations early in the year. We were there last year, but she knew Sheldon's condition, and they were very accommodating. So we got in there. We had our flights booked for 2 days after we arrived, kind of thing. And then they got canceled. So we were in a super rush, I want to say, trying to get the boat done. He wasn't feeling well during the whole, you had to go anyways. I don't know if you would have did anything more than
the day that we were packing up, I didn't feel well doing it.
No, it didn't look too good.
I wasn't really doing anything strenuous, but I still didn't feel all that well.
Yeah.
But I think what the flights were doing, or what was the airline? American Airlines.
Yeah.
I think they would put out like a bunch of flights for like 5 days or 3 days, and people would be on those, and then I think they would just cancel everything but one and try to get everybody on one flight.
Because it was full flights, not full flights. They have they have a seat between everybody.
Yeah.
But not empty by no means.
So what they did, we were going to go out on a Friday.
Yeah.
So that would have gave us a couple of days of cleaning the boat up before we left. So we had to go on a Thursday instead.
Yeah.
So it was like a rush to do a bunch of stuff on the boat.
Yeah.
We called the hotel we had booked for the night, for Thursday night, so we get up Friday morning and go to the airport.
In West Palm.
Yeah.
And then that hotel, it was with the Hilton, they're like, oh, are you an essential worker? And I'm like, no, not an essential worker. They're like, you can't come anyways. And I'm like, okay, so we don't even have a hotel to sleep in because
we had reservations.
And they're like, oh, well, it just came out 2 days ago. We can't let anybody else in the hotel. Anyways, and we found a Holiday Inn, so we went there for the night, and then we got up and did the flights. West Palm Airport was pretty empty, pretty quiet.
It was quiet.
It was quiet. And then Charlotte, North Carolina,
was a bit busier.
A bit busier. We had Starbucks coffee, which
you managed to get Starbucks.
Oh my gosh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, and there it looked less like there was at the airport anyway, less like there was a pandemic happening.
Yeah,
some people wearing masks. We wore ours the whole time.
Yeah, but people doing the food, they didn't.
They didn't wear masks and stuff like that.
But I don't. That's okay. Maybe it's.
Maybe it was maybe they have less cases. I don't know. But anyway, I would have preferred that the restaurant people had masks on, but whatever. And then we flew from there to Toronto. Toronto Airport was a dead zone
Oh yeah, we were like the only flight. Like it's so weird. It was just.
It was a complete.
The flight from Charlotte, and it was just it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they made you on that flight, on the previous flight before from Florida to Charlotte. They did not make you wear a mask
It's
if you didn't want
optional.
one. It was optional. We wore ours.
Yeah.
However, to go from Charlotte to Toronto,
In Canada,
it was mandated that you had
to.
to wear a mask coming to Canada. And you had to wear the mask in the airport at all times. So
But
we had it
anyways,
on anyway.
we're here. We are in Toronto now. I got a condo. We got a condo rented.
We're in quarantine.
quarantine.
Yep. So
We've spoken to the cardiologist. Did a phone appointment.
I can't get tests done until after our quarantine.
Yeah. Unless it was a medical emergency. If he had like something
The
crazy happen.
the
we can
hospital's
go.
right there. I can
Yeah.
call 911. I'd be there in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. I don't have any issue.
Yeah, we don't have
with
that feeling of like if something went wrong, I know we can get them to a hospital quite easy. You know, it's not difficult at all.
No. So after our quarantine, I've got to get a COVID-19 test before I can go into the hospital.
Yeah.
And the cardiologist is setting up appointments for stress tests and stuff like
so
that.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we're waiting on.
Yeah.
The boat's hauled now. The boat is out of the water.
Yeah.
It is on the hard.
I'm not sure when we'll
what's
be back because of the whole.
Yeah, we have no idea where we go from here, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's we don't know how long this is going to be. We still don't know what's wrong with me, if anything. We're hoping to get back to the boat after the hurricane season.
Yeah, after hurricane season, if they open the borders, we'll go back down. But right now, borders are closed, and we're just and I think that we need time to even
if they open the borders and
figure it
COVID
out.
stuff is still happening.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna. Unless we could drive down, I don't think I'll be getting any flights. Maybe we'll drive down and stay on the boat for a little bit the winter.
Yeah,
I don't know
Nobody
when we're getting
knows
back to the
what's-
Bahamas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we just don't know what. I mean, everything is up in the air now.
Yeah.
We just don't know what's going to happen.
I think that's with everybody, though. Everybody just go with the flow. It'll all
work out.
out to be
Yeah.
whatever. But anyways, we're all safe and
Safe and sound. We're settled away.
not running
and
around, and so yeah.
Yep.
That's that.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for so many comments, so much offers of like just so much.
So much help.
So much
The
help.
compassion and the well wishes and
it's so nice of you guys, and the prayers and the
really
people
beautiful,
are nice.
really
and,
beautiful people. That,
just
follow our channel
thank
and watch our videos.
yeah.
Just so grateful for everybody out there.
We do read every comment. Sometimes we don't get back
Yeah,
to
I
them
mean,
all, but we do see
we
them all.
do see them and appreciate
And,
every one of them.
Yeah, we do.
We didn't, I know we could have reached out to any one of you for help as this was happening. We held off, I guess, putting it out in real time.
we were kind of stressed, even just to get it done. It just seemed like every day was like something. Let's say it was,
Yeah, I mean,
And-
so we held off a little bit putting them out until we were settled away, pretty much back here.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have any questions about this whole episode, about maybe my health or about what we did with the boat, our plan, our escape from the Bahamas, the lockdowns,
why we didn't do something
why
as
we
opposed
didn't,
to
why our plans were that way and not the way you thought maybe we could have done it.
yeah.
We might do a Q&A episode, in the next few days and post that as well.
Yeah.
So if you have a question like that, put them in the comments below.
We'll gather them up.
We'll gather them up and answer them all in one shot. I can think of things there. Multiple people asked about why Dan Insurance couldn't have medevaced us out.
Yeah. We do
We've
have
got a
it.
good,
We
got a
do
good
have an
question. We've got a good answer for that.
Yeah.
We'll save it for then.
Yeah.
You know, why Cindy wasn't driving the boat. And
What's the answer to that?
what? I don't know, because
It was on autopilot.
because I wanted to drive the boat. Probably less stressful for me for me to drive the boat, didn't you?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, anyway, we'll answer that in upcoming episode. So questions below.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
And he's still alive, and
Well,
we just need to figure out what's going on. He still has the. It's
still,
like
I know something is here.
Yeah.
Something is going on. I know it. I can feel it most of the time.
Yeah. But we're gonna get it checked out, so we're quite. It could have been worse. It could have
been much worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
We're grateful.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're grateful for all of you, and we'll see you sometime
Soon.
on the water.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. See you.
Bye.